Love is Blind Season 8 is nearly at its finish, and with the latest set of episodes, we're about to head all the way through the Podstars meetup up until the very first wedding, and there is a lot of mess to sift through. At last. And to start it off, we pick up episode 10 with Lauren, who's been patiently waiting around her apartment for Dave to show up like...
Have you heard from him?
No.
Cause remember, the guy went out with his friends instead of, bringing his friends to Lauren so they can actually resolve the issue with this guy that Lauren hooked up with before the show, who, by the way, has really been trying to grab his slice of the Love is Blind pie. I mean, check out this post that he made.
Cringeworthy.
100%.
But since last night, Dave hasn't come home. He basically sent Lauren a text in the wee hours of the morning saying he was gonna go stay at his place, and now it's the afternoon the next day, and she still hasn't heard from him. Eventually, though, he saunters into the room, and this is what he has to say.
I just went and got drinks with my friend we were at Nolo's for a sec. It was fun. It was very hard though. It was very hard to even enjoy anything.
Oh, poor Dave. I'm so sorry it was hard for you to have fun at the bars while your relationship with your fiancé has been left unresolved.
We went to basement bar.
And then ran into some pod people.
But Yemi was like, yeah, Molly's here. Do you want to go meet her? And I was just like, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. That would be the dumbest thing ever.
Well, great, now you can both have trust issues about past flames. The dude goes out to a place with Molly and other pod people, says his phone has died, and that he slept all morning? Oh, top-notch decision-making while at odds with your partner. However, they leave this conversation saying that they both want to be with each other, so perhaps there's some hope of resolving this yet.
Not really so much.
Oh, and wonderful! Up next, we get to see more of Monica's sister, who apparently is a photographer and has offered to bury the hatchet with a complimentary engagement photo shoot, and definitely not something she's using for the free publicity. But this is also Joey's opportunity to ask her if he did anything wrong so as to get on her bad side.
My only thing was just energy levels.
Yeah.
You have a ton of energy. I love that for you. And we're nappers. The Denise women are nappers.
Okay, this lady needs to watch this season and see the level of energy her sister has while she's not around. Makes you wonder why Monica is all high energy around Joey, but low energy and napping all the time around her sister. Also, how insane is it to say, nah, you shouldn't be with that guy, we're nappers and he's not? Anyway, the sister concedes that they look happy together and approves of the union, so we can finally move on from this and on to another piece of drama. Ben and the TikTok lady. So, is Sarah going to let this slide like everything else? Well, pretty much.
We don't remember every date we've ever been on kind of thing.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Even something literally made up. We are human.
Yeah.
Everyone is human.
But alright, the family meetings continue. Devin meets Virginia's mom, and it's all roses here. Dave meets Lauren's mom, who is alone as her dad doesn't want to be on camera. And of course, there's more talk of the hookup drama and how his sister is so weary of it all.
So does she know Lauren's one of the most boring people or should I
haven't told her that yet. Maybe I should tell her that you're
Tell her
super
I'm really
boring.
boring.
And Ben, he meets up with Sarah's sister and her partner, who are pretty apprehensive about the whole thing. Sarah is really trying to sell them on the balance these two have, even though he comes from a conservative background, but when Ben says Sarah described herself as fiscally conservative but socially liberal, these two are like, huh? You said that?
But there's people that are fiscally conservative and socially liberal that probably vote differently than you.
Right, well, yeah.
And that impacts your rights. I think you guys need to have serious conversations about politics.
And yeah, they're very cautious about all this, both with the politics of it all, but also with the short amount of time.
I caution you, as your sister, it just is not real right now.
But at least Ben gets to meet the fam, even if it's uncomfortable. Can't say the same for Lauren, who's still begging to meet Dave's family so all of these accusations against her can be addressed. I mean, Dave at least got to meet her dad, even though Dad said he would only do it off camera.
After talking to your dad, honestly, that was a lot for me to handle.
It's a lot for me to handle that your sister doesn't want to meet me.
She does. She's just my family. They don't meet just anyone.
they don't just meet anyone? You do realize this is your fiance, right?
I don't want to waste your time either.
Okay, if you don't want to waste your sister's time meeting me, then like if you don't see it with me, then like I want to know.
Well, Dave gets very uncomfortable, so he does what he does best and runs away.
I don't really want to have this conversation here.
Oh, would you be more comfortable somewhere like a bar with your friends till 3 a.m.? Without Lauren? And this just doesn't end. Dave won't let Lauren meet his friends and family, and so none of this can be resolved, meaning the discussion just goes round and around and around once more.
My friends wouldn't lie to me.
You think I would lie to you?
I don't think you would lie to me either. I just feel like you may not be telling me exactly like the whole story.
David, I believe that is the definition of lying. I wonder if Lauren ever thinks back to the very first moment they met where she said this.
Should this be the first date that I walk out on? It might have to be.
And goes, dang, I really should have.
On Sunday, you literally said, I don't give a shit about like who you hooked up with before this. And now we're coming back to it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because we're coming back to it because of the way your dad approached me.
So Lauren has just about had enough, but the final straw seems to be Dave talking with Lauren's dad.
This is something that like you need to work through and like you're not ready.
Yes,
because
I
if
am.
you were, then like
Yes,
this
I
would
am.
have been minuscule.
Sound like your dad right now.
You know what? I totally agree with her. Like, I do think it's okay that this wasn't minuscule for him, but only to a point. But the issue isn't so much about the things he's done since, it's more the things he hasn't done. If you actually had any desire to confront this issue, you'd have had them all meet up. If, when they do, it works out, great. But if issues arise, at least you'll know and can be more sure in your decision. Instead, he went out drinking with his buds. But Dave then brings things back to Lauren's dad.
I don't understand why this is on my family and when like your sister didn't want you to get engaged. Your dad didn't even know that there was an engagement in
I know.
this. Like, why is this? I don't understand why this
'cause
is
that's
all on me.
Dude, you're not gonna marry her if you don't have her meet your family. I mean, you could have so much clarity. Or are you afraid it's actually going to go well, and now you won't have your excuse to get out of the relationship without looking like an ass? Which at this point, you kinda do anyway. Dave, however, takes great exception to any idea that it's his family that just doesn't want to see Lauren or isn't supporting him.
My friends and family are the most supportive people I know. They would have been here if I really wanted them to be here. They would have showed up.
Ah, okay. So Dave is trying to defend his family's intentions and reinforce that they are indeed supportive people, but in doing so, he lets slip a more revealing truth. They would be here if he wanted them to. And lo and behold, they're not here.
If he loved me and if he like said all of the things that he's saying to me to his sister, she would be like so excited for you and like wanting to meet me and wanting to be part of this.
I can't force people to do things they don't want to do.
Okay, well, what is it, Dave? Are they the most supportive people and willing to come out, or do they not want to and you can't force people to do anything they don't want to do? I think we all know the answer, and when Dave ends things, I wouldn't be surprised if deep down he knows it too.
It's very hard for me to just like walk away from it. But like my heart thinks it's the right decision.
So finally, Dave makes a decision. I mean, a lot of time could have been saved here, but at least he decided on something, even if his words and actions were not lining up.
You want to marry me, but like you're not going to let me explain to your sister and your friends a hookup that I had. I like wrote her a letter to like explain who I am and like the whole situation, and he just like didn't give it to her.
What? That's it. That's it.
Boo this man!
So these two break up, and sadly, Dave and Lauren now have to miss out on the couple's snow tubing night. Really bad timing, Dave, really bad timing. But this fun tubing experience is also a lead-in to the Pod Daters meetup, where the couples get to meet some of the other people from the pods who didn't get engaged. And yes, Lauren and Dave will be there. First of which is Lauren, who gets to meet up with Molly again. And Molly has some new information about Dave's night out on the town.
She said, hey, Dave's over there. Do you want to say hi? And I was like, nope, I'm good. But like, apparently there was a girl all over him.
Well, well, well. How the turntables.
Shocker. Shocker that the man who said this...
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like when I go to like bachelor parties or something in like Vegas or just like out, like I definitely have girls that come up to me.
Allegedly had girls all over him. But I do say allegedly because Molly didn't see it firsthand. Cause, you know, she was avoiding Dave, but she was told this by others. She also didn't bring this up right away to Lauren as she was afraid of seeming like a bitter ex. Lauren then dishes the whole story on their breakup and Dave's sister and all the drama that they had, and with every new sentence, Molly is gagged, gooped, aghast.
I think you deserve the world, and I want to make sure that you know that, like, I am going to be there for you.
Huh, who would have thought that during the 6 episodes of pod dating that the closest relationship to come out of that whole storyline would be Molly and Lauren. So, more people arrive, Brittany has a sit down with Devin, and while they're both very friendly, she's still a little miffed by his reaction to her opening up about her sexuality, especially after he had just opened up about his addiction.
I did think that was kind of immature. I just kind of felt like, bruh, everybody a little gay. No.
But then we have the arrival of Madison, Alex, Mason, and Meg. And yup, that's Mason and Meg showing up together because, well, they're together.
I was like, I'm never talking to that guy again. And then the second I got my phone back, just started talking and never stopped talking.
Madison, on the other hand, is still holding grudges.
I'm really glad that Mason and I didn't end up together. I just think the way that he has acted in the situation, like, is an ick to me.
Okay, I think it's time to let the Mason stuff go. We're not in the pods anymore. But as for Alex, well, Madison thinks even worse of him.
I haven't met him yet. Well, there's not much. First message I get is from Alex. Yeah. And he's like, oh my God. Basically, I think he just saw me finally and was
Yeah, he was like, what the did I just do?
So apparently Alex was like, meet me at the airport, at least give me a hug. You're so beautiful, meet me in LA. And they did talk on the phone for a while.
Then he goes, you'll never guess who messaged me. She was in his likes, in his DMs. He said something about her saying like he was her one. I swear it was like pitting me and Meg against each other.
Was Meg interested in Alex?
I missed it.
Same Lauren. Did I miss that too? And Madison calls Alex a massive liar, especially after he saw her and did a complete 180 on the whole Mason thing.
I was like, what is your real take on Mason? And he goes, Mason.
Wow.
Alex, though, says he doesn't want to talk about the drama, so we're left with a he said, she said situation. Then it's at this point that Dave arrives, and he goes to have a sit down with Molly, who wastes very little time defending her girl, Lauren.
Why wouldn't you defend her for that when
I did.
you did and they were like,
I did.
like,
Again.
is that the issue
No.
that they're having? Then why do you care?
My sister.
I know, well,
Bro has the sister comment pretty much on speed dial. Anytime something comes up, he's ready with the, but my sister. I mean, at this point, I'm starting to believe that the sister doesn't actually exist, and we're just in the middle of a psycho situation. Like, whoever finally meets Dave's sister is going to go to his apartment and wait, while Dave comes out in an old lady wig with a Mrs. Doubtfire voice going, oh, I don't know if this is going to work out, dearie. I'm a tough nut to crack, you know.
I finally like got her to come around and be like, okay, you can go. Not that like she controls my life, but
Sure, Jan.
But she was like, I'm not okay with you getting engaged through that.
Okay.
And we're once again back to this flip-flop with Dave, where Molly's like, but Lauren is so genuine, and he goes, I know, and she goes, well then what's the problem?
There's a lot of problems.
So put her on FaceTime when the cameras are down and
It's not that easy.
Okay. I don't believe that.
You see, but it is. It is that easy. He's either 1, lying and never intended to have them meet cause this is his out, or 2, he's chicken shit. He's a scared little baby boy who's afraid of his sister and his family so much that he won't stick up for his partner and would rather run away.
I just feel like if anyone met Lauren, they would love her.
That's what I've been saying for weeks.
Have you really been saying this for weeks? Well then why is this relationship over, sir? Huh? Why, sir?
Have you told your sister that you ended things with Lauren?
Yes.
Notice that the man is saying this while literally hiding in his coat like a turtle. So Dave goes and talks to Lauren and starts the apology tour. Probably because he seems to have had a few drinks.
I wanted to just text you and be like, you okay? I care so much about you. And I felt so bad. I was just like, that's all I
Like,
wanted.
you didn't text me.
But I don't know, it just seems like he's trying to save face now that there's no risk of actually going through with the wedding.
That's what love is. When you love somebody, it's like you would do anything you can to take care of that person.
Unless, of course, that thing involves having them meet your sister. Well, onwards we go, and look, Sarah is coming to a service at Ben's church.
There's usually like 5 or 6 of us.
Okay.
Although it quickly becomes apparent that this particular church isn't Sarah's vibe.
A few weeks ago, my wife was assembling some chairs that we were going to put out on our deck. She asked me to come help her. I hate assembling things. It's in my marriage contract.
Oh, that classic church comedy.
I can't really relate to it.
Taylor and Daniel have decided to make Christmas ornaments and have a Christmas card photo shoot as party favors for their wedding, and anytime couples are really focused on the small details like this, it always makes me think they're super serious about actually getting married. Like, why go to these lengths on stuff for the reception if you're considering saying no? Thankfully, though, they didn't hire Monica's sister for the photo shoot, cause she'd probably pull Taylor aside 5 minutes into it and go,
"He's not your type."
We then get the wedding dress and suit shopping experience where even Sarah's sister shows up to say she supports whatever Sarah decides. And uh-oh, we do get our first bit of doubt coming from Joey.
I'm taking every day by day, and in the end, I'm gonna have an answer for you. That answer will be 100% one way or the other. Like, I will not have that answer until that day.
Please tell me this is just to make their storyline less predictable. Please. Oh, and Virginia finally gets Devin that prenup to look at. He puts it aside for now cause he says he's gonna show it to a lawyer and also to his mom. So, when things get to their final date before the wedding, Virginia is on pins and needles waiting to hear what he has to say. And this whole time she's been pushing for any kind of warning sign to come out. Like they've talked politics and his family is conservative while she's pro-choice and a Democrat, but he doesn't seem bothered, he just kinda shrugs and says he agrees with her. So, what about this prenup? Well, Devin pulls out a gift for her and...
Not a basketball.
Oh, it's a basketball. But nah, Devin does come back later with the prenup and says he's all on board. It looks exactly like Virginia described. Mom is even comforted too. And apart from Taylor and Daniel, all of these final dates have something to question. Monica says she wishes Joey did more PDA, but he's working on it, and Joey goes,
You're an amazing person, a very caring person, empathetic person. I have a lot of love for you.
I have a lot of love for you, but not in love? Uh-oh. While Sarah, she describes that she's always thought that her and her partner would be more aligned on all the issues, especially after listening to a sermon from his church that didn't align with her values around the LGBTQ community. Ben, however, says, oh, I didn't know that.
How do you not know their stance from going to their church for so long?
Because it's not a, like I remember they have had services where they've talked about it, but I just don't remember.
This man sure does have a terrible memory, doesn't he?
I just honestly can't remember what happened.
I don't like that you don't remember.
And of course, before the weddings, we have the Bachelor and Bachelorette parties, where the ladies decide to dress up as grannies, and the guys show that they can kick field goals like grannies too.
Let's go! Oh
my goodness, the season's gonna end on a double doink.
But with that done, we finally get to see our first wedding, starting with Ben and Sarah.
I feel so lucky. Ben is literally everything I've hoped for in a lifelong partner.
Didn't she just say she thought her partner would be more aligned with her on things?
I always just assumed I would meet a guy who aligns in every single aspect.
Well, no time for further questions. The wedding is here and a decision needs to be made. Ben, for one, seems all in and ready to go. Sarah, on the other hand, is a bit of a flip-flopper. One moment she's saying,
Personally, yeah, I feel like I am ready to marry Ben.
But then, literally seconds later, she'll say,
My heart is telling me I feel good about it, but my brain is telling me I don't know.
Even her sister and her sister's partner are wondering what the decision is going to be.
But I think if she feels that she should, I'm worried she's gonna regret. Because she's trying to please everyone.
Well, in comes Sarah's stepdad to walk her down the aisle, and it's the moment of truth. Will Sarah say yes? Will these two get married?
If yes, say I will.
And that is where the show leaves things off before the finale. Now, there are a couple of hints from the preview on how this might go. We have this shot, and also this shot. So yeah, I don't think Sarah will be going back to church anytime soon. So that's it for this recap of Love is Blind Season 8, Episodes 10 through 12. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the content, be sure to give it a like, comment your thoughts on how things went and how they might go in the comments section below, and subscribe to the channel for more content. And until next time, Bachelor Fantake out.
But she was like, I'm not okay with you getting engaged through that.
Okay. Cringe-worthy.
100%.